It's 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to put on a Wagyu chuck roast for Thanksgiving. Don't worry, we're still having turkey. A Wagyu chuck roast. Yeah. I'm tired. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Today's video is going to be awesome. It is all of my sale videos. It's time for the Wagyu chuck roast. Happy Thanksgiving. Starting from under $150, going all the way above $1,000. Basically all the really good deals going on right now. I think we've hit the stall. Time to wrap this thing. And if you're celebrating Thanksgiving or whatever you celebrate other places, happy Thanksgiving. And I am most thankful for all of you, everybody watching this video. I can't thank you enough. You've changed my life. You've changed my family's lives. And I still, to this day, can't believe y'all watch an idiot like me. And by the way, if you're in the UK, Germany, Canada, Australia, tell me, do you have something like Thanksgiving? Put it down in the comments. This video will also have one sponsored spot towards the end. It's the Jitrian chargers. These are pretty good. Check them out if you need a charger. But prepare yourself for a really long video about sales. Some of these might not be on sale anymore, but check them out. Don't judge me on my ability to wrap a chuck roast, because I'm not very good at this. Alright. Now we gotta get this thing up to about 200. Right, Thor? This is a super exciting video to make. I haven't made one like this for quite some time, but we are going to talk about audiophile products under $150. And it's very important because most of these are on sale right now for the holiday promotions. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about 12 audiophile products under $150. You can mix, you can match, you can put together a system, a killer system for not a lot of money. So sit down and drink some coffee. We got a lot of ground to cover, so we need to get started. You want to talk about speakers? You want to talk about amps first, sources? What do you want to talk about? Well, I can't hear what you're saying, so we'll talk about speakers first. First on the list is an oldie, a classic. I covered this on the channel way back in the beginning, 4 years ago, maybe more than 4 years ago. It's the Numi BS5. It's $109, 5¼ inch woofer, front ported. I believe it's a 3/4 inch soft dome tweeter. I need to get these back in because I sold them. Because at the beginning of the channel, I didn't have any money, so every time I reviewed something, I had to sell it. Anyway, well regarded. Check out the reviews on Amazon. It's a great speaker. It's small, but it's fairly easy to drive for the size, and it sounds great. Very neutral speaker. And the next speaker, of course, is the Sony SSCS5. I didn't think I'd be able to include it in today's list because it's been going for $199. $199 is the new MSRP. However, it is now $130 on sale. It may go down a little bit more. It may go down around $90, but I haven't seen that for over a year. 2.5 way, super tweeter, 5¼ inch woofer. They're pretty good. Actually, they're right here. I like these so much that I still continue to use them on the regular for my desktop speakers. A little bit scooped out in the mid-range. Sometimes can be a little harsh on the top end, but if you get that tweeter below ear level, a lot of times you can diminish, get a little off axis so it's not as intense, or just tow them out. The next speaker, I was surprised at this one. We have the Polk XT15 coming in on sale for $139 right now at Amazon or at Crutchfield. This is a very good little speaker. I was kind of surprised because the T15s were terrible, but the XT15s are pretty good. Two-way 5¼ inch woofer, 1-inch soft dome tweeter, Terraline tweeter, I think they call it. Sounds really good. I think it actually is a little bit more neutral than the Sony and a little bit more dynamic than the Numi BS5. So out of all of these speakers, it's probably the best all-arounder. And I think it's also the easiest to drive. The last speaker coming in right underneath our $150 limit is the Mica RB42. This speaker can sound good if you're pumping some juice through it. You're getting some power, you're getting some SPL out of it. It's tiny, but it's like a cinder block. It's a little brick. 4-inch woofer, huge surround, 3/4 inch soft dome tweeter, comes in at $149. Thing about this speaker though, it's 83 dB sensitive, which means to get a little bit of life out of it, you do have to have some power on tap. If you are watching this, I know 60% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. Donate your subscription today. It may be deductible on next year's taxes or this year's taxes. I'm not sure about that. You should probably consult your accountant or tax preparation professional. Donate it right now. Just click and subscribe. You can always unsubscribe later. Trust me, 1,500 people do it every month. So, the best amps right now, most of them on sale. The best audiophile amps under $150. We're going to start it off with the Fozzy Audio ZA3. The reason I like this amplifier is because you can bridge it and run it in mono. So later on, you can buy another one. It's going to be another $150. You can also add your own op amps. So if you want to get some, the ones I recommend, the ones that I love very, very much are the Sparkos op amps. You can look at Burson op amps. They're a little bit more expensive. You can look at some other Texas Instruments op amps that are a little bit more affordable, but buy them from a reputable brand. A lot of the stuff that comes from AliExpress, I've heard, I can't confirm, the rumor is a lot of them are fake. So if you go directly to Sparkos' website, generally you get 25% off too on your first order, made in the USA. Great company. Anyway, the Fozzy ZA3 has balanced inputs and a single-ended RCA input. Technically, you have two inputs, only if you have a balanced source and a single-ended source, though. The next one is a full-size component, and it's on sale. This Fozzy is not on sale, but the Sony is on sale. It's their 2-channel amplifier, very warm-sounding amplifier, which is good because a warm amplifier covers up a lot of sins in recordings. It also has Bluetooth, and that Bluetooth actually sounds pretty good because the amp is so warm. $148 right now. That used to go on sale for $99, but it's a heck of a deal because for $149 you're getting a phono amp, integrated phono amp, 2 or 3 other analog inputs, and Bluetooth, and a remote control. It's not built extremely well. You can tell when you pick it up, it's a little bit sketchy, but for $148 for a full-size component that's traditionally distributed and sold through traditional retail channels, it's kind of a deal, and it sounds pretty good. No DAC inside though. Fozzy Audio BT20A Pro. That is coming in on sale right now for $80. Normally priced at $100, and the Sony's normally priced at $200 now. Anyway, the Fozzy Audio BT20A has tone controls and it has Bluetooth. You only get one RCA input though. So for some of these speakers that we're talking about under $150, you want to kind of have tone controls because you can kind of tweak that sound to where you want it to be. And some of these speakers, none of them are perfect, obviously, at $150. So having a little bit of tone control is going to benefit you because you can dial these in just right to your taste. The last one, also on the BT20A Pro, I believe you can roll those op amps. The A07 Max from IEMA is a very interesting one too, because it has similar functionality to the Fozzy Audio ZA3, where it can be bridged, and it's coming in at $74, which means you can buy one, run 2 speakers off of it for $74, and then if you want, buy another one. And then if you want, buy another one, run them in mono, get more power, because they're coming in at $74, which means you could buy 2 of them for $148. 2 mono amps for under $150. I think I have one right here. Nope, I gave those away to patrons. My patrons. Speaking of patrons, if you want to join the best hi-fi community on the planet, check out patreon.com/cheapaudioman. We have Sunday Zooms, we have Discord group, private Facebook group. People trade gear, they sell gear. It's a great group. Very uplifting, very positive. No shenanigans allowed in the Cheap Audio Man Patreon community. I think that's it. Okay. Sources. In my extensive research, I got very excited because there are some sources that you can get for under $150, and I was quite surprised. First of all, we're going to talk about some DACs. DAC is a digital to analog converter, which means you'll need to be hooking something up to that DAC, whether it be a computer, a television, a CD player, whatever it is, you're going to need to hook up something to it. But by using an external DAC, almost invariably, you're going to get better sound. And the first one is on sale right now at $68. It's awesome. Has the AKM4493S chipset in it. It is the SMSL SU1. Tiny little DAC. I think I have this one. I do have this one, because this one I am not giving away. So on the back you have a coax input, an optical input, and a USB input, and that's how you power it, is with the USB connection. So if you have this plugged into a computer, that's how it's powering it. Otherwise, you need to use a little 5-volt charger, like a cell phone charger, to turn this thing on. It sounds absolutely spectacular. It sounds better, in my opinion, than the step-up SMSL version using the same chipset, the 4493S chipset. It's incredible. Now what you can do is you can combine this $67 DAC, and you can get a $35 retail Sony DVD player. You can watch DVDs on it, but what you're really going to be using it for is as a CD transport, because the internal DAC in the Sony DVD player, really terrible, quite terrible, but it has a coaxial output. So you take your Sony CD or DVD player, you take the coaxial output, you plug it into here, and then you plug this into whatever amp you have. $35 plus $67 is $103. Is that right? What's 67 plus 35? $102. Can't do math today. That's a pretty spectacular deal if you think about it, because for way less than the $150 threshold, you're getting a very capable CD player, one that sounds very good. I actually did a comparison between the Sony DVD player using an outboard DAC versus a $600 Rotel CD player, and I couldn't tell a difference, which is huge. Now that CD player isn't built really well. It's super light. You will probably push it off the rack when you hit the open button, because it's so light. It's weighs about a notebook, less than a notebook. Anyway, it sounds really good, and it has a remote control. All right, next up for our sources under $150. Here's a classic. It's the Shit Modi, another DAC. Very similar to this as far as inputs, but you get a bit of a different sound. You get the Shit sound, and it doesn't sound like Shit. Sounds pretty good. That's coming in at $130. Everything from Shit is made in the US, specifically made in Texas now. Great product, great company. It's been around for a while, and they kind of broke the hi-fi industry when they started making headphone amps and DACs for, it used to be about $100, and that was a long time ago. So still being able to get a Modi for $130 new is outstanding. You can look up online and find some of these used so you can save even more money. All right, now I'm saving the best for last, but this one, I'm cheating a little bit. But it's on a big sale, and it's only $9 above our $150 threshold. It is $159. Blown away. I can't believe it. This is incredible. It's on sale right now. It's the Fluence RT80 coming in at $150. MSRP normal price on that is $200. It's a great turntable. It's not as good as the RT82, 83, 84, and 85. It has a different motor, but it's still, for an entry-level turntable, an amazing deal. And it has a pre-installed phono preamp, which means you can use it with the Fozzy Audio BT20A, the ZA3, the A07 Max from IEMA, any of these small Class D amplifiers. You can plug the RT80 right into it. And it has some cool features like auto stop. So if you're into vinyl, and I will put my name on this as kind of a stamp of approval, because the Fluence series is built way better than the Audio-Technica stuff. Way better. Audio-Technica feels like a toy compared to the Fluence. Real nice, thick plinth. It's awesome. Are you ready for the best source under $150, which also is on sale right now? That is the Weem Pro Streamer. Fundamentally, it's also a preamp because it does have an analog input. So you could buy this and hook it up to your Fozzy Audio. You could hook it up to your IEMA, whatever it is. You're getting another analog input. You're getting an optical input, an optical output, a coaxial output, and a trigger output. And the reason why this is important is because you can use this as your streamer, as your preamp, which means you can control volume on this. But if you want to upgrade, then you can buy something like the Fozzy Audio, or nope, this SMSL SU1, and get even better sound out of this thing. The Weem Pro also has a 10-band EQ, a parametric EQ. It also has room correction. It also gives you access to the best streaming platform available, the best budget streaming platform available. You can Bluetooth to it. You can also AirPlay to it. Works with Tidal, Spotify, Qobuz, a whole bunch of other Pandora. I think if anybody's into the Pandora, I think Sirius XM too, if you're interested. And for $119 on sale, this thing is it's absolutely bananas what you can do with this. And I use the Weem Pro all of the time for comparison purposes. Usually I'm using an outboard DAC though. But the great thing about most of these products is they have an upgrade path. So you can buy this to begin with, then you buy an awesome DAC, and then you put it on an awesome ZA3, then you roll the op amps on the ZA3, then you buy another ZA3. I mean, the cool thing about these products are most of them are upgradable. Sony, not upgradable. Whatever you get with it. And the speakers are obviously not upgradable, unless you want to tear it apart and rebuild the crossover. Anyway, I hope you like this video. If you are interested in any of these products, I would buy them now. I don't think they'll be a better price. If you have someone that is interested in hi-fi, please share this video to them. Let them know that they don't need to spend a ton of money to get awesome sound. We are in sale season. We already did a video on all the cool audiophile products under $150. We did one between $150 and $350. Today we're going to be talking about audio products, audiophile products on sale. Generally the best deals that you can get all year between $350 and $650. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about the best audiophile deals between $350 and $650 if that fits your budget. Going to be going to Crutchfield for the most part because one, they have really good way of sorting different prices. Speakers. And then you can go down here and say, I want my minimum price to be $320. No, I don't want my top price to be $16,000. We'll put the top price at come on now, $690. $650 is not an option. We'll ignore the ELAC Debut 2.0 because they are not on sale and it's the previous generation. However, the Q150, KEF Q150 is worth talking about because to me this is actually one of the best sounding KEFs that they make, if not the best sounding KEF. The interesting thing about this speaker is if you look at the frequency response, it actually goes down to 51 hertz and all the way up to 28,000 hertz. So this speaker plays lower than the Q350, which is a step up, and we're going to talk about that one here pretty soon too. Has a sensitivity of 86 dB, nominal impedance of 8 ohms. Generally, KEF kind of is generous with the way that they rate their speakers, so chances are the sensitivity is a little bit lower, the impedance is a little bit lower, but since you're starting at 8, doesn't really matter. Maybe it's 6 ohm nominal, it's still fine. Maybe it's 84 dB. You're still going to need some juice on these. They have some really cool looking aspects about them though, and some cool tech. So they're a concentric driver, so you're going to be getting great soundstage, great cohesiveness within the soundstage. Anyway, $350 for a pair of Q50s is an excellent price. They used to come down to $300, but there's been inflation. But the cool thing about the Q350s is that they are still the same price on sale as they were like 4 years ago. And I think these look a little bit cooler, but if you look at the low frequency, 63 versus 51. I've always found that to be very interesting. The 350s are more neutral than the 150s. 350s are more of an audiophile speaker if you're looking for neutrality. Q150 is more of a personality speaker, a little bit of warmth in there. I like the 150s better, but the 350s at $500, it's a great speaker. One of the criticisms I had about this speaker is that they don't offer grills. They don't come with them, so you have to buy those extra. 87 dB sensitive, 8 ohms. So the Q350, a little bit more sensitive. Has a 6.5 inch aluminum woofer, 1 inch vented aluminum dome tweeter. Great looking, a lot of fun. Kind of wish I had these again. Going back up to the Polk Audio Reserve R200 on sale down to $525. That's from a retail price of $749. They generally don't sell at MSRP anymore. But this is a pretty good speaker. Big, beefy, punchy, 6.5 inch woofer, 1 inch ring radiator tweeter. Goes down to 51 hertz, but man, it packs a punch around the 80 to 100 hertz region. Has a fancy port on the back, turbine port, and the woofer is actually kind of trickle down technology from the Legend series. So that's something to note because the Legend series when it came out was Polk's top of the line and it was very expensive. $525, very fair price for this speaker. RP600M Mark II. So this is the second generation, the one that's a little bit more neutral than the first generation. I felt like this one was a little bit honky in the mid-range though. Like the first generation was just like in your face, and this one more neutral, but kind of weird with vocals sometimes. Yeah. Wharfdale Evo 4.1s, on sale for $649. This is a fun speaker right here, ladies and gentlemen. Probably maybe one lady and mostly gentlemen. 5 inch woven Kevlar woofer, 58 hertz. Has 87 dB sensitive, 8 ohm. Good looking speaker, real wood veneer. Some really cool stuff on the back with the way that they do their binding posts. Very good speaker. Almost on the warm side, which I was really surprised because I figured these would be a little bit more emphasized on the top end, but they're not. $649. Great speaker. $800, and these usually sell at MSRP. So Wharfdale being on sale for $649. Great speaker. Great speaker. Diamond 12.2s not on sale. RP 500M2, $400. Monitor Audio Bronze. These are pretty good. I felt like there's a little bit of cabinet resonance going on, but at $539. big speaker. What is this, an 8-inch woofer? Yeah, 8-inch woofer. We have a 1-inch gold dome C-cam tweeter with uniform design. Oh my goodness. 37 hertz on the bottom end, 87 dB. So if you're wanting a big speaker, I never had any problem with the way that monitor audios sound. So I always thought they sounded pretty good. Maybe not my perfect speaker, but a good speaker. And at $540 for a big old speaker with a big old woofer, check it out. Reserve R100 down to $455. Much more neutral, much more mid-range focused than the R200. Good speaker. This was one of the first times a manufacturer actually sent me a speaker. Was Polk sent me the R100 way back when. So I owe a huge debt of gratitude. 86 dB sensitive, 8 ohm nominal. Goes down to 58. The R100s though, very neutral compared to the R200s. If I was choosing between the two, I'd probably get the R200s. I think they have a little bit more personality, and the R100 is a little bit too neutral for me. I would probably choose the Q350s over the Polk R200s. That makes sense. SVS Primes not on sale. Audio Bronze 50s down to $450. And this is a 5.5-inch mid-bass driver, 1-inch, same tweeter. Frequency response all the way down to 40. I don't know if I've heard these before. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. You're getting $150 off though. So again, if you're into monitor audio, I don't think I did a review on these. Maybe I did. But I just remember them being, they're good. They're a good speaker. $450. If it was me, I would probably try to spring for the big 8-inch woofer version. Revel, no experience with those. JBL Studio 620, no experience with those. Paradigm, oof, I wish I had these because these look really cool. Cool looking speaker, never had them in, wish I could get them in. Sensitivity 90 dB, wow, 6.5-inch. See, this sounds on paper like it'd be a really good speaker. Aluminum dome tweeter though, so I'm wondering if it's a little bit shouty or kind of wonky with vocals, and some percussion is probably gonna sound great, but I can't make a judgment because I've never heard them, but they do look really cool. $400, saving $100. Ooh, Dolly Oberons. All right, I love Dolly speakers. In 100% transparency, I've never heard the Oberons, but if they're a step up from the Spectre series, I imagine this is a great deal at $480. What do you have, 5.25? Yep, 5.25 inch, but they're woofers. They make themselves, and they're great. Very neutral speaker, but yet very accurate tonally. And then you have a 1 1/8 inch ultralight soft textile dome. 86 dB, goes down to 51 hertz, 6 ohm nominal impedance. This would be one that I would look at hard. I just had the Opticon 6 in, and that speaker was spectacular. Great price on that Dolly's. Wharfdale Linton Heritage. Ooh, this is per piece though, $675. We'll get to that in a later video. Oberon 3s are coming in at $640. Whew, save $160. What is that? 7-inch woofer. Same tweeter, goes down to $47. I bet this speaker would be a lot of fun. Again though, I haven't heard the Oberons, okay? So I can't say whether they're great or they're bad, but I have had nothing but great experience with Dolly speakers. ELAC Debut 3s not on sale. Golden Ear. All right, those are per piece. Martin Logan's, nope. Bowers & Wilkins, that's over our price range. Opticon 2, oh, $675 each. Then we get into some tower speakers here. Something that I found interesting was that the new JBL Stage series are already on sale. So the 250Bs, and this doesn't really fall within today's price category, the 250Bs are already $100 off, and that speaker was just introduced. So they're coming in at $300 a pair. I think that's where that speaker belongs. It's a good speaker, I like it, but it can't handle a lot of bass on the bottom. And the 260F, which is the floor standards, $125 off. So that speaker went from $1,000 a pair to now whatever $375 times 2 is 600, 750 a pair now. All right, let's see what they have for integrated amplifiers. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I know 60% of you watching aren't subscribed right now. I'm trying to get my subscriber count above 300,000 subscribers, and I would just love it if you would subscribe. So hit it right here or here. It doesn't cost you anything. You can unsubscribe later. It's free. You can donate it to me and then take it away later. You can let me have it. You can rent. You can basically kind of rent your subscription to me for free as long as you'd like. Then just take it back. Thank you so much for watching. It gets a little bit hard to find something between $350 and $650 when it comes to integrateds, simply because, you know, they're a retailer, so they have to have their margin. So it starts to get a little bit slim. Let's see. Ooh, NAD. I don't think I've ever had this one in, but it's on sale, $100 off for $400. Is this the last of the Class ABs? It is the last Class AB from NAD. Probably the only NAD that I would consider at this point. I'm not a huge fan of their Class D stuff, but this looks nice. Does it? I don't think it comes with a remote control, huh? No preamp output. It's got a phono stage in it. Probably pretty good. No DAC in it either. $400. I don't know. I know this thing, a lot of people like this, but I think it only puts out 40 watts in at 8 ohms, but it's probably conservatively rated, so it probably puts out a little bit more. But anyway, there you go. I don't have any experience with it though. Rotel, not on sale. Still a good deal. Rotel, not on sale. NAD, no, I didn't like that one. Yamaha, see, it doesn't look like there's hardly any sales going on. NAD C328 on sale, $100 off. I think I had that one in and I didn't love it. Weemant Pro on back order. Arcam, no experience with this, but it's $381 off. Wow. If you know anything about the Arcam SA10, put it in the comments. Bose, no. No. Ooh, SVS Prime Wireless Pro sound base, $200 off. This is a great amplifier and it has HDMI. The thing that kind of hurts this amp is its Play-Fi integration. And back when the SVS Prime wireless sound base first came out, you know, it was okay that it had Play-Fi. Play-Fi, I think, has gotten better, but still not where Weem is at or where Blue Sound is at. Not even close. But the thing about this amplifier is it's incredibly powerful. Comes with a remote control, and it has HDMI ARC in. Also has optical in, and I believe it has line out. So you can use this as a preamp if you want to add some other type of amplifier. So there's a lot to like in this thing, but if you're going into buying this, I would buy it as an amplifier first with HDMI, and then kind of secondly as a streamer, because I don't know if you're going to be super happy with it as a streamer. Don't know much about the DAC either. The takeaway on this thing was I was just shocked about how awesome, how much power it had and how awesome it sounded. So the Prime Wireless Pro sound base from SVS I think is a great deal at $500. And that's all you get at Crutchfield for amplifiers on sale. Let's look at home audio. We'll go home theater receivers. This isn't really my jam when it comes to sound quality, but if you're in the market for a home theater receiver, we might as well take a look at it. Probably not going to be a ton of stuff between $350 and $650, but we'll see. Got the Denon, which is not on sale. We have a Sony 7.2 channel, $300 off at $600. JBL, this is a new product. Wow, on sale. So a brand new JBL home theater receiver, the 5.2 channel, which I think I had here, down to $479. JBL MA710, already being discounted for the holiday season, $639.95. I thought it sounded pretty good, but you have to consider that these products are not really geared towards the home theater enthusiast. This would probably be most people's first home theater receiver. Denon AVR, $200 off. You got the Onkyo, $100 off. Marantz, ooh, NR, oh my goodness, this thing is still being sold. This is an old receiver. They sound great though, and this is probably the only receiver that I would consider for music outside of maybe a Pioneer with Dirac. NR1510 Slimline 5-channel, $600. This is actually not a bad deal, but it is long in the tooth. I can't believe, because I had the NR1711. So there's another generation that's younger than the 1510, but it does sound good. Got another Denon, $100 off, Denon, $100 off. Yamaha, this one's been around for a while, $350. So yeah, that's it on home theater receivers. I'll put a generic Crutchfield link down below. You can check out all of the Black Friday, all of the holiday sales going on right now. Crutchfield's a great place though. They have 60-day returns and they have price match guarantee, which means if you buy something and it's not on sale and it goes on sale within the next 30 days, you can contact them and they will refund you the difference. So many sales going on. Today we are talking about the best deals in hi-fi. As an audiophile, if you have a $650 budget up to $1,000 budget. If you don't despair, because I've done a bunch of other videos for products under $150, for products between $150 and $350, and $350 and $650. So today we just keep climbing up the ladder. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about the best audiophile deals happening right now between $650,000, nope, $650 to $1,000. It's much better. I don't know what it is, but you would think when you have more budget to work with, there would be more sales going on and really, really good sales, but that just doesn't seem to be the case. However, it doesn't mean that there are some unicorns, some outliers out there. One of which is the Wharfedale Evo 4.2. This thing is on sale for $900, which is $300 off. This speaker has been around for a while, and I reviewed it back when it used to, the MSRP was $1,000. So the 4.2 is coming in at $900, which is $100 less than it was about 3 years ago. It's a three-way. It's a very interesting three-way too, because it has an AMT tweeter. It has a 2-inch soft dome mid-range driver, big mid-range driver. And these are a little bit different because they're a lot taller than most bookshelf speakers. So if you do look at these, you want to make sure that you get a stand or whatever you're putting them on gets the tweeters to ear level, because if you have the mid-range driver at ear level, it can be really mid-range forward. But that's one of the best things about this speaker is with placement, you can get this speaker to sound very different. When I did the first video on these speakers way back when, I compared them to the SVS Ultra, which has been discontinued, and the ELAC Unify reference. That's right. All these speakers were coming in around $1,000. And I really enjoyed, I liked the Evo 4.2s the best, with the caveat that they were a bit of a sports car and you had to get them placed just right. Otherwise, they weren't as easy to place as the SVS Ultra. They have a sensitivity of 88 dB, which is fairly good for a speaker this size, and it's because I think you have multiple drivers. 6.5-inch woven Kevlar woofer, and you have that AMT tweeter. On the back, you have some pretty cool staggered binding posts with jumpers, so you can buy amp or buy wire these. Also has real wood veneer. And it's ported on the bottom. They come in at 29.5 pounds a piece. This is a really cool, really interesting speaker, and for $900, you're getting the best deal that I've seen. The best deal I've seen these speakers come in at for a long, long time. You may be surprised that I'm going to list this one, but it is the KEF LS50 Meta. Now, just because I don't particularly love this speaker doesn't mean that I don't know a ton of people that love this speaker. And it's a crazy deal right now, $600 off. So they're coming in at $9.99 a pair. So if you've ever been KEF LS50 Meta curious, now is the time to pull the trigger, especially if you buy them from Crutchfield, because they have a 60-day return policy, which means you can audition these KEFs for 60 days and see if you like them. They have a whole bunch of different colors. You have carbon black. You have titanium gray, which is kind of cool. I probably would get the titanium gray if I was getting these. You have the blue ones, which I had in for my last review. And then some creamy white ones with copper colored woofers. 5 1/4 inch aluminum cone woofer, 1 inch vented aluminum dome tweeter. This is a concentric speaker. Very beefy, very inert, very beautiful enclosure. Frequency response 79 up to 28,000 hertz. So you're probably going to want to run these with a subwoofer. 85 dB sensitive, and I think they're lower than that, so probably 83, and 8 ohm impedance. These speakers like power, but they also like specific amplifiers. So if you are considering this speaker, keep in mind that this is a journey, and you may have to cycle through a few different amplifiers to find the one that makes these sound the best. I've had these in, I've probably had 6, 7, 8 different amplifiers on them. And ironically, the amp that made them sound the best to my ear was a 25 watt TIAC Class D amplifier. So just because you throw a bunch of power at it doesn't mean you're going to get them to sound the best. This is a hi-fi journey. You may or may not want to start on that journey, but if you've ever been curious about the KEF LS50 Meta or consider them, this is the best time ever that I've seen to buy these new. Maybe you can find them used for a better price, but new, I've never seen them cheaper. If you're looking for a floor standing speaker, the Polk Reserve R500. Now, to be fair, I've never had this in. I've never heard this, but I think it's got a great reputation. Coming in, the R500 is the two 5 1/4 inch woofers and then the 1 inch ring radiator tweeter. They're $194 off a piece. So they're gonna come in at $910 plus tax. You get free shipping though. That is almost $400 off for a pair of these. They go down to 49 hertz up to 36,000 hertz, 8 ohm impedance, 87 dB sensitive. They have dual 5 1/4 inch turbine cone mid-range bass drivers and 1 inch pinnacle. I forgot the pinnacle. Ring radiator tweeter with an integrated waveguide for clear, crisp highs. 39 pounds a piece. They are 41 3/16 inch high. If you're interested in any of the Reserve series speakers, they all seem to be on sale right now, which is good. This is a nice speaker. You also have the ES60s on sale for $385 a piece, saving $164, so you'd be saving $320. Klipsch Reference Premier RP5000F2, the latest generation. They're $200 off for a pair of those, coming in at $900 a pair. And then the R600, if you have a bit more budget, seems to be back ordered, but you might see if they have a different color. $595. So we're going over the $1,000 threshold, but you're going to save $500 on a pair of those. Emotiva is still running their 20% off sale, so you can get, well, whatever you want, and you're going to save 20% off. The speaker that I just love to death is the XT1 floor standing speaker. They're $999 a pair, so you're going to be coming in at $800 a pair on these. And I think they're just great. And if you're a veteran or I think first responder, but if you're a veteran, you get, I think, another 10% off though. I don't know if you can combine the discounts. And the XT2s are $1,500 a pair, but you'd save $300 on those. So they would be coming in, again, over the $1,000 threshold, but $1,200 a pair. If you're enjoying today's video, I know 60% of you are not subscribed. Please donate your subscription today. We've been adding a lot of new family members here. Be one of the family. Donate your subscription today. If you don't like it, take back your subscription. Click it right down there. Click subscribe if you'd like. Another sale going on. It looks like Sparkos is having a sale site-wide. One of my patrons sent this over. So if you're interested in jumping into the op amp game, looks like a 15% off coupon right now, but you'll have to dig into that one because I think there's more sales going on. Integrated amplifiers. Let's see if we have any decent sales going on there. So we'll go 650 up to $1,000. And then we will go sort by high to low. All right, sale, Arcam, SA20. Save $651. Okay, 90 watts times 2. I wonder if this is a Class D amplifier. It's very digitally. It's got a 90 watts times 2 and an 8. It doesn't give a 4 ohm rating. Oh, Class G amplifier. All right, THD 0.002%. Saber 9038 K2M DAC. Toroidal power transformer for low noise. Very cool. This looks like an interesting product to me. On the back, what do you have? You have one optical in, maybe 2 coaxials. I don't really know. Then you have 1, 2, 3 analog ins, phono stage, preamp outputs, and a pair of speaker binding posts. I think I mentioned it before, but if you know anything about this amp, the Arcam SA20, put it in the comments. Looks very interesting. Definitely get a deal on it, and they even have a scratch and dent for $854. Huh. You can save $600 on an NADC 368 with Blue Sound integrated. I didn't love these. Rotel A12 Mark II, you can save $250 on that. I do like the Rotel stuff. And this will have a DAC in it. It's got a TI premium 32-bit. I don't know that one. 60 watts times 2 and 8 ohms. And I think this pushes 75 into 4 ohms. Phono stage 1, 2, 3, 4 different analog inputs. Does have a preamp output. 2 coaxials in, 2 opticals in. You got a USB in, 2 sets of speakers, trigger outs, bunch of stuff. Good amp. I really like the Rotel stuff. I've never heard this one, and it's on back order, but I remember Steve Gutenberg doing a video on this, and it was really interesting because it's got a vintage vibe to it. It's the Leak Stereo 130. $200 off. Very interesting. I wish more people would make more products like this. Here's a reviewer's darling. This is the Audiolab 6000A, which they never sent me one. They said they would, but they didn't. Not that I'm resentful about that. $300 off the Audiolab 6000A, $900 total. And what are you getting with this? 50 watts into 8, 75 watts into 4, Saber 9018, which is an older DAC, but it's a very good DAC. Toroidal transformer on the inside, 2 opticals, 2 coaxials, 3 RCAs in, plus a phono stage. Then you have a preamp out, and then it looks like this can be just used as a straight power amp. Only 1 pair of binding posts though, and Bluetooth. I think a lot of people like this. You got a remote control too. Marantz PM7000N. You can save $163 on this. I really wish I could get more of these in because I love the sound of Marantz stuff. And it's probably the only traditionally distributed kind of legacy brand that I really dig. 1, 2, 3 analog inputs plus a phono stage, 2 opticals, 1 coaxial in. This may have Hios. Actually have a tape loop, it looks like. Pair of speaker binding posts, remote control, subwoofer out too. That's good. A lot of these don't have subwoofer outs, which I don't really understand. Yep, Hios built in, and you have Bluetooth and AirPlay. Hios is not a great platform. Not great at all. But it does work, and it works with voice commands with the person yeah. 60 watts into 8, 80 watts into 4. People swear by this. And is there a scratch and dent? No, no scratch and dent. NAD 3045's on sale. I didn't love that one. 338's on sale. I didn't love that one either. And it's only $50 off. Ooh, A11 Mark II. All right, now we're talking $679, $179 off. Yeah, I would totally take a look at this one if you're in the market. Not super high powered, but again, they're conservative. 50 watts into 8, I think 75 watts into 4. Class AB. You got a DAC in the back, but you don't have a subwoofer output. You have 1 coax in, 1 optical in. You have Bluetooth, phono stage, 1, 2, 3 analog inputs. Only 1 pair of binding posts, no sub out again, but this is a great sounding integrated amplifier. Really like this one. On the front you have balance, bass, treble, great feeling product here, great feeling knobs. It's great. It's just great. I wonder if Cambridge stuff is on sale. I like me some Cambridge. Yeah, okay, we got the AXR 100. That's $100 off, so that's coming in at $5.99. And the AXR 85 actually coming in at $4.50. The Evo 150 you can save $250 on, coming in at a super affordable $3,000. It's really still a really good amp though. I'm gonna put mine back out. Save $50 on the CXC V2, which plays CDs, CDRs, CDRWs, optical and coaxial outs. I need to get one of these in. Best of 2024, $5.50. All right, we'll call it a day on this one. Sale season. This time we're talking about more expensive stuff. Products over $1,000. But don't despair if your budget doesn't support that. I've got a bunch of videos under $150, 12 products, $150 to $350. I will link all those videos at the end of this video. And tomorrow I'm doing a compilation video of all of these. So if you want to hang out on Thanksgiving, get fat, maybe that's not the right way to say it, get really full. There you go, wearing your sweatpants, and you want to watch 45 minutes of sales going on, then tomorrow is the day to watch the Cheap Audio Man. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about awesome deals in Hi-Fi going on right now for the sales season for over $1,000. The good stuff. Huge thank you to today's sponsor, which has also become a huge part of my workflow. And that's the Jitrian Glide Easy Charger. It's a 35 watt GAN charger. This thing has overcurrent protection, over voltage protection, and overheating protection, all built in right here. And most importantly of all, it's got a 0.8 meter retractable cable that's been tested for over 5,000 actuations. Look at that. It's also only 28 millimeters wide, which means you can stack a whole bunch of these on a power strip and not have to worry about covering up one of your outlets. Super durable, flat TPE cable, supports up to 3 amps output. Has a USB-C receptacle down here if you want to use your own cable. I just got back from a trip to Washington, D.C. for Capital Audio Fest. And I had 3 of these, and I was using them constantly, charging my camera, charging my microphone. And the kids are constantly using them for their phones and their tablets. And the retractable part of this thing is awesome because you can basically use it at whatever length you want, and then it goes whoop, right back in. And there's a little magnet right here, which keeps the end of the cord in place. You can charge just about anything off of these. I've actually charged my giant laptop with this in a pinch. So whether you're going on a trip or you just want to clean up your desktop, check out the Jitrian GAN 35 watt power charger. Links will be in the description and the pinned comment. If you're new here, or if you're not subscribed, because I know 60% of you right now are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's a total vanity number. It just makes me feel good on the inside. But if you could, because I'm so insecure, please subscribe to me. It makes me feel better about myself. And you can always take that subscription back later if you want me to feel bad about myself. It's right down there. Just click the subscribe. Thank you. This is the ultimate in lazy videos. I'm going to talk to you while I surf the internet. Now, to be fair, I've actually looked at some of these, so I know which deals I want to highlight. But we're going to go to TAC USA, because they have some good stuff going on. And I don't think you should sleep on TAC. Even though some of their stuff is a little bit expensive, more expensive than I think it should be, they have some great deals going on. And TAC is coming back. And they're really trying to establish themselves as that solid $1,000 manufacturer. All right. But they have a couple of amplifiers that I think are noteworthy. The AP701 marked down nearly $1,000. It's got VU meters. Okay. Now, granted, I know $2,800 is a lot, and the $2,800 one is an open box, but we're going to talk about it anyway. It's got Hypex amplifier modules. Nope. Yeah, Hypex Encore. I think 260 into 4 ohms, 170 into 8 ohms. Pretty Spartan on the back. This is just a power amp. You got a trigger in, trigger out, balanced inputs. It's got double toroidal transformers in there too, which means this is isolated for each channel. I would love to get this one in. I know it's a little bit expensive for me, but I bet this thing sounds awesome because they had a 25 watt integrated amplifier that had a little Encore module, and I thought it was just great. Just awesome. It's got vibration control. Cool thing about TIAC is they are part of the Esoteric family. So there is an awful lot of trickle-down technology from Esoteric. A lot of the TIAC products share a lot of the Esoteric technology. I get it, it's expensive, but Esoteric's super, super expensive. The AX505 on sale from $2,000 down to $1,400, and that's got little VU meters too. Hypex modules, 130 watts times 2 into 4 ohms, 90 watts times 2 into 8 ohms. On the back, it's only analog, so you have a pair of balanced inputs and then 3 RCA inputs. They also have a bunch of turntables on sale. They have a direct drive at $749. One of their belt drives, though, is on sale, $100 on sale. Another one, looks like a more affordable one, is $350 down to $229. If you're in the market, If you're in the market, check out TIAC USA. Some good sales going on. And they also have open box products in here, too. Ooh, look at that dual cassette player, baby. You can save $50 on that. Save about $400 on a CD transport. Little CD player, $50 you can save on that. I actually have this one. It's a nice CD player. It's fun. Let's just go together. Let's discover this together. Home speakers at Crutchfield. Floor standing speakers. We're gonna go $1,000 and over. And then we're gonna sort by price, low to high. See what we got. Monitor audio, we got some on sale here. I haven't heard these. I only want to talk about stuff that's on sale. JBL HDI 3600, save $1,091, and I think this is per piece, so you're gonna have to buy 2 of these. I've never listened to these, so I have no idea what they sound like, but they're 50% off basically. Klipsch RP 8060 FA 2. Looks like they're $9.99 each. I have no idea what those sound like, but they look big. DefTech, I'm not really going to talk about these. Dolly Oberon 9s. You save $174 a piece, $300 on a pair. Those come in about $1,000 a piece. Oberon 5, $260, and that's per pair. All right. $10.40. I like Dolly. I think they're awesome. Another monitor audio. Oberon 9s. We got the new Kefs coming in, which, incidentally, I think I'm going to have a new pair of Kefs being delivered today. Ooh, one of my favorite Dolly speakers, the Opticon 6 Mark II. $1,100 a piece. So they're coming in at $2,200. Oh, Sonos Faber Luminous. I love Sonos Faber. I would actually like to get these in to give them a listen. They're only $83 off, though. More monitor audio. Focal Vestia. Save $300, so $600 a pair. Evo 4.3s, Wharfdale, you can save $500 right now. I haven't heard these, but I love the Wharfdale Evo 4.2s. At $1,200 for a pair, I think this should be highly considered because I bet they're awesome. More JBL stuff. Hey, look at that. MoFi SourcePoint 10s on sale. $217 off, so they're $12.82 a piece. So you gotta get 2 of them, but you're gonna save $440 thereabouts. Dolly Oberon 7s, save $700 a pair, $1,300. Not too bad. Wharfdale Linton Heritage. Bum, 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 bum. Listen, I like the new Super Lintons better than the Heritage. They have more top-end stuff going on, a lot more. But the Linton, the 85th edition, were really good. Absolutely really good. You just have to understand that it's a warmer sounding speaker. $1,500 per pair with the stands, which is not terrible at all. Focal. I don't love focal speakers. If you have focal speakers, put it in the description. Nope. If you have focal speakers, put it in the comments. What am I missing? What do I not understand about focal speakers? Revel. That's about it on speakers. See what's going on as far. I bet you can get some really good deals on home theater receivers right now. But like, I mean, you always do, right? Because they have a new one coming out every 18 months or so. Home audio, integrated amplifiers, $1,000. Let's just go 910. Boom, low to high. All right, the Leak stereo, we talked about that in another one, and I think it's on back order anyway, so it doesn't really matter. RCam, we talked about that one. Somebody reached out to me and said they're not very good. We have the NADC 368 with Blue Sound, which again, we talked about. I don't think that's very good. The A12 Mark II, we talked about that. That sounds pretty good. Prime Air, save $800. 60 watts times 2, 100 watts times 2 in the form. I like Prime Air. I met those guys. I've never really even considered their products because they've been a little bit expensive, but $1,100. Let's take a look at this. What do we got on the inside? Does not look like there's a toroidal transformer. What is this? Got to be Class D. So moving magnet, phono input, no DAC. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 analog inputs, and then you have preamp out, line out too. Prime Air is like a legit company though. $1,100. $350 on the Audiolab 7000A. So it's the step-up version from the 6000A. And guess what? I've never listened to it. They said they were going to send me one, but they didn't. Not that I'm resentful. I mentioned that in another video too. $14.99, save $350. This is Class AB. I'm almost 100% positive. Look at the back. On the back, you have analog inputs, phono, 1, 2, 3, 3 analog inputs. You got 2 opticals, 2 coaxials, 1 USB. Oh, it's got eARC too. Not too bad. No subwoofer output though, but you do have preamp outputs that you could hook a subwoofer up with. 70 into 8, 110 into 4. It's got a Sabre 9038 Q2M DAC in it. Pretty good DAC. Another Leak on sale for $1,500 is $200 off. Save $100 on the 389. Yeah, $500 Rotel RA 1572. But this one's not bad. Oh, look at that transformer. Look at that big old transformer. All right, on the back we have phono stage, 1, 2, 3 analog inputs, 2 subwoofer outputs, preamp output, balanced inputs, 2 sets of speakers, 2 coaxial, 2 optical, 1 USB. Looks like you have a network connection. Aptex, yay! Trigger in, trigger outs. $19.99. 120 into 8. Wonder what it is into 4. And if Rotel is giving you a rating of 120, I bet this thing is an absolute monster because they usually underrate their stuff. Yummy. Remember, if you get stuff from Crutchfield, you have 60 days to return it. So if you don't like it, you can return it, which is a pretty cool deal. And they also do price matching guarantee, but I would highly doubt that you're going to get a better price than you are right now. Got another Prime Air, the i25 Prisma, $750 off. All right, we're getting a little bit expensive. Let's just see what they have for home theater. Got an Onkyo on sale, $600 off. $300 off on an Anthem. Sony, nope, not on sale. $425 off on a Denton, but it's back ordered. $320. I mean, there's some deals here, but they aren't like spectacular deals. I want to see if Eversolo is on sale because people love this thing, right? People love Eversolo. I don't particularly get it, but they do. Okay, here we go. 10% off, $769. DMP A6. I think this is the one I have. The reason why I don't love this is because it's Android based. And I've always found that to be a little bit, I don't know, challenging for me. But if you get it set up, then you're kind of done. And I think this has a decent deck. And I have patrons that absolutely swear by the Eversolo stuff. I think Todd T, one of my best buddies in my Patreon community, has one of these. No, he has like the Step Up edition, maybe the A10. Let's just see what else they have. That's not bad though. $769. What are you saving? Almost $100. Looks like they have 8 of them in stock. I will link everything in the description, so those will be affiliate links, most of them, which means if you click and you buy, I get a commission. It doesn't cost you any more though, so it's a great way to support the channel. Eversolo. What else do we have? DMP A6 Master Edition. This may be what he has. I don't see that this one's marked down at all though. So the regular one is, you can save a little bit of money on it. The DAC Z8. I've tried this one out too. I think it's okay, but listen, if you're going to buy an Eversolo, just buy the streamer. Weem Ultra still on sale, and now that's the big deal going on. See if Cambridge streamers are on sale. You get the AXN 10, 20% off. That's $400. I wish the CXN 100 was on sale because I really like this thing. But this isn't a bad deal at all right here. Lowest price in 30 days. 400. 400. All right, so I'm going to keep looking around, and if I find anything else, I'll either put it in my community or I'll shoot a little addendum or a little change for tomorrow's video. But I want to thank today's sponsor, Jitrian. Probably not saying that right. You get a GAN 35-watt power charger with an extendable and retractable cord. And these are really good. I've been using them a lot. Thanks so much for watching.